It's all about the game, and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it? Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
How do you critique something that isn't taking itself remotely seriously? The subjective nature of comedy and the slapdash who even cares attitude of Reboot's 11th episode makes any attempts to criticize it seem futile. I can tell you that Talent Night left me feeling annoyed that I had wasted a half hour of my time, but anything I say to justify that opinion can be shrugged off with a, well, they were clearly having fun making goofy nonsense, so who cares? And yeah, who cares? I don't. Not really. It's an inoffensive fluff episode of a 20-plus-year-old children's television show. It could not be any less consequential to me or the art form. But I have been commissioned to talk about it, and talk about it I shall. Talent Show barely has a plot to speak of. It's Enzo's birthday, and Dot has decided to throw a big surprise birthday stage show full of local talent to celebrate. Bob has been tasked with keeping Enzo busy while Dot sets up, because nothing says organized businesswoman like throwing a last-minute party. This is an excuse to rotate in a bunch of quick gags as Dot auditions various acts. Hey, it's the Village People, but they're binomes. Hey, it's Elvis, but he's a binome. Hey, it's an on-stage act of suicide, but it's a binome.
Thank you.
It's not hard to imagine that if this episode had been made 10 years later, that there'd been a whole American Idol, America's Got Talent spoof going on with a binome Simon Cowell. The nearest thing we get to that is this lady, Emma C., who I guess has the authority to censor large live performances within Mainframe and can overrule Dot's talent picks? Hey, what computer function does a birthday concert represent anyway? I like to think it's what happens every time you play Canyon MID. So yeah, there's really nothing to do but go through these acts. Some of them stand out as being in-jokes for Mainframe Entertainment. The most obvious one here is the cameos from the characters of the famous 1985 music video for Dire Straits' Money for Nothing, which the creators of Reboot, Ian Pearson and Gavin Blair, animated for the band. You know, I haven't heard Money for Nothing in a long time. It's supposed to be an 80s rock classic, right? Give me a few minutes, I'm going to give it a listen. Oh, wow. They sure use the F word a lot more than I remembered.
Get him out of here!
Yeah, I'm okay with that. While all of this is going on, Megabyte is spying and sending his goons out for intel. My, what is it that's gathering all the citizens of Mainframe into one place? And yeah, when your goal is to destroy and conquer, being able to wipe out most of your enemies with one well-guided attack is very tempting. But Megabyte keeps his cards close to his chest on this one, not letting anyone know what he's up to. Except he also calls Bob in one scene and asks what's going on.
Just curious as to why I wasn't invited to Mainframe's little soiree.
Then ask one of your viral spies. Can't you see we're trying to play a game here?
Very well. But we'll see who's playing what by the end of the cycle.
Bob, being the guardian of Mainframe, doesn't immediately shut down the birthday concert or double down on security or anything. He just keeps trying to distract Enzo with fun and games. He doesn't even call Dot to let her know Megabyte, the main villain of the series, is interested in the party. So, more acts, I guess? There's one guy who makes balloon animals out of nulls, which I need to remind you are still living remnants of programs that have lost games to the user. So this guy is making sculptures by twisting around the spines of living mice, and also the mice used to be your dad. That's pretty dang dark, Reboot.
Packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then.
Oh yes, all the little tykes in the room love jokes about William Shatner's 1978 performance of Rocket Man. You really hit the zeitgeist, Mainframe Entertainment. I'm patiently waiting for a disco duck joke. So eventually Enzo gets fed up with Bob and makes his way back to the diner, discovers the concert, and they throw Enzo his surprise birthday party, starting with a number from Dot.
He's alright. He's okay. He's the sprite that brightens our day. There's no doubt, girls, you better watch out. He's alpha numeric.
I'm not sure this is appropriate for a child's birthday party, Dot. Also, he's your brother, and ew. This is when Megabyte shows up with his fleets and troops, and you get prepped for his big evil plan, but instead, well, you've all seen the opening of these Reboot reviews. I'll admit, I've done enough of these reviews that I kinda got surprised when Megabyte didn't end up playing Motorhead. Yep, the bad guy just wanted to be part of the party too. Bob turns Glitch into a guitar, and the two have a thrash off, and then Megabyte gifts his guitar to Enzo. Man, maybe this Megabyte isn't that bad of a guy after all. Oh, right. This is where the episode breaks down in the larger Reboot canon, though you can't exactly blame the episode itself for that. We're going to get to the point where Reboot wants you to take it very seriously, where the stakes are raised and Megabyte is on the verge of conquering Mainframe and bleeding into the supercomputer. Talent Night is in complete contrast with this. Sure, Megabyte wants to control Mainframe, but, whenever. He's not really all that into it, really. And our heroes are okay with him performing at the birthday party of what should be one of Megabyte's mortal enemies. If Reboot had aimed for a more consistent Looney Tunes tone, if the show was more about wacky hijinks and computer puns where the stakes don't matter, then Talent Night would be fine. Reboot wasn't that, though. Enzo is going to lose an eye for Pete's sake. But even considering it outside of the show's canon, what you end up with is a parade of lame jokes that only the parents in the room are going to get.
Will 64 gallons be sufficient?
That's a line from Forbidden Planet.
Would 60 gallons be sufficient?
How many 6-year-olds in 1995 are going to catch a reference to Forbidden Planet? Megabyte turned his amp to 11. That's a Spinal Tap reference. You know, that R-rated movie from 11 years ago? Woo! Yes, I feel the same way when the genie does a Groucho Marx impression in Aladdin, but at least Aladdin also had stakes and plot and fun things outside of the jokes only the adults will get. And, well, there isn't a whole lot to say beyond that. No themes, no ideas, no progressing of plot or character. It's just a gag show, as deep as an episode of America's Funniest Home Videos and about half as funny. If you got some laughs out of it, that's great. I didn't. That's my review, and I'm sticking to it.
101 00 11011 101 1101 11 0011 0111 1001 110 101 10 000 1100 1011 1011 101